Hello student, today in this class I am going to teach you one of the most important questions, that is matrix addition and matrix subtraction. So this is one of the most important questions, that is matrix calculation. This comes in your exam repeatedly. I have seen in last 10-year questions paper of BCSL 021, that is your C programming lab practical questions paper. So this matrix addition and subtraction, this came regularly. So if not each and every year, but most of the times I have seen that these questions appear. So if these questions come, then you can easily solve. Today I will teach you how you can solve this matrix addition and matrix subtraction by C programming language. So before I start showing you this matrix addition and subtraction, let me inform you about the marks distribution. So how the marks distribution take place in your exam. So as I told you in the earlier classes that you have to write the C program in your answer sheet, and also you have to execute the program in computer, and you have to show the successful output to the examiner who will be present over there, right? So for your writing all the steps properly in your answer sheet, you will be given 60% of the questions marks. So whatever marks that will be allotted for that given question, 60% marks will be given to you as per you have written in your answer sheet. So you have to write the question answer properly, the C program in your answer sheet, right? And another 40% marks that will be given to you in case if you show successful result output to the examiner. In that case you will be given extra 40%, not extra 40%. 100% is divided into two parts: 60% for writing in your copy, 40% for displaying the output in your computer screen. Most of the students do one mistake. Most of the students I have observed that they commit a mistake. What is the mistake? Before writing the C program in their copy, they start writing in the computer. So once they start writing in the computer, in the process of doing troubleshooting and getting out proper output, it takes time. Even if they successfully run and execute the C program, and after showing proper output to the examiner, if they fail to write the same in their answer sheet, this 40% marks will not be granted. Even if they show output result to the examiner, then also they will not get marks, they will get 0 marks in case if they don't write the same steps in their answer sheet. As I told you that you have to write the program in your answer sheet. You can see 1 hour exam, 2 questions will be given to you. 1 hour exam, 2 questions will be given to you, right? And 50 marks, right? 50 marks question, and 10 marks for the viva, 40 marks for your answering, and for this answering of 40 marks you will be just given only 1 hour. So inside that 1 hour you have to write the steps in your copy, as well as you have to write the program in your computer and show the output to the examiner. So this 40% marks will be given to you only if you can run the program successfully and you can show the same to the examiner. But this 40% marks will be granted only when you will write the same in your answer sheet. If you lose all your time by doing the practical in your computer, and if you fail or if you don't have time further to write the same in your answer sheet, then whatever output you will be showing to your examiner, that will not be granted. That will not be granted. The examiner will write output shown on the answer paper, right? That output shown will only be granted if you write the steps. So this is written evidence. First you have to provide the written evidence, then only this 40% marks will be granted. So most of the students, they missed out the time, that is only 1 hour that is given to write the 40 marks answer, as well as you have to give your viva. So another 10 minutes will be taken away from the 100, from your 1 hour for giving viva. For giving your viva, another 10 minutes will be taken away from that 1 hour, right? Only 50 minutes will be there for writing the steps in your copy and executing the program in the computer. So this is secondary priority and this is primary priority. I will suggest you that first write the program in your copy and then go for the execution in your computer. In case you miss time, in case you fail to write the steps, all the program in your answer sheet, whatever successful output you may have shown to the examiner, that will not be counted. This is very clear. So first write the program in your copy, then try to write the same in your computer and show the output to the examiner. In case if you fail to show the output to the examiner, you can at least assure these marks. Right? So keep in mind, and I would like to give you another information, very crucial information, that in some cases if students go unprepared of a particular question, maybe sometimes it comes a question which you have not practiced, right? You have not practiced, and that question may appear in your question paper. Then most of the students go out of everything. They just sit blank. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Then forget about this thing. Concentrate about this thing. How? If you don't know the program, how can you write in your answer sheet? I will give you a tips. For programming, let's say C program, C++, Java, for any kind of programming, you will be given step marking, right? If whatever question that has been given to you, if you can't understand, if you can't write any other program, write any other C program which may be close to that program. If not that program, can be close to that program. Write other C program which you know, which is known to you, right? So that you can at least accurate the marks of step marking. There are good marks of step marking. 20% marks you will get out of step marking, and also you will get extra mark if you can write complete the program properly. In case if that program is not the exact accurate program which has been asked by the examiner to attend, if the program is not accurate, not the same program which is given in your question paper, write another program which might be close to that program, so that you can at least acquire marks of the step marking. Don't give blank paper, right? Another information I will give you. I told you that 10 marks viva, that means in this 10 marks viva you will be asked 5 questions. Each question carry 2 marks, right? Try to answer correctly 4 out of 5 questions. If you can answer 4 out of 5 questions, you can assure 8 out of 10 marks from here. Not only that, that means one thing keep in your mind, that we know that first impression is a last impression. Viva marks will be written at top of your answer sheet. The examiner who will be taking your viva, they will write the viva marks at the top of your answer sheet. When the other examiner who will be checking your answer sheet, when they will see that the viva marks you have scored 8 out of 10, then that examiner will be confirm that you are a good student. By knowing that you are a good student, they will not read all the program step by step, every line, right? No examiner have enough time to go through all the program line by line, because they had to check lot of answers paper. They had to check lots of paper. And another thing is that evaluation will be organized by your study center itself, right? And as the evaluation will be organized by the study center itself, the examiner who will be checking, they might not have enough time. They might be your own teacher who were taking your classes, and in case when they will find that you have scored most of the marks in Viva, that is 8 or 8 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 you have scored in Viva marks, even if you have not written the program correctly, even if you have not written the actual program which was asked in your question paper to write, as I told you that in case if you can't write the actual program, write any other program which is close to that same program. In that case they will not read each and every line. By the average of your Viva marks, they will give you a good marks. So they will see that you have scored very good marks in the Viva, then accordingly they will guess out that you are a good student if you have written the program properly. So they will give you very good marks in this particular portion. Yes, these marks will not be given to you because you can't show the output, because in the case if you can't write the actual program, you can't show the output, because you can't show the output of a different program to the examiner, right? You can't show the output of a different program to the examiner. That will not be granted. So this option will not be available to you if in case you don't know the actual solution for the program that is given to you in the question paper. So as you have written in any other program, you can assure good percentage of the marks that will be allotted from the 60%. By getting the additional advantage if you give good Viva. So the Viva will reflect to this one, right? So this is some tips that you should keep in your mind. So whenever you will be appearing for the BCSL Lab 21 practical exam, don't sit blankly. If you will be asked to write a program which is unknown to you, don't sit blank. Don't sit blank, write any program which is known to you, but that program, if that program is close to this given program, you can secure good marks. I can assure you, you will be getting good marks. But another condition is added, you have to answer all the Viva questions properly. All the Viva questions you need to answer properly. This is my personal experience, right? This is my personal experience. Right. Once I have attended an exam where a program was given to me which was not known to me. What I have done, I have written another program which was close to the program which was asked in the question paper, right? And in the Viva, I have answered all the questions perfectly. So in Viva, I have got full marks. As because I have got full marks in Viva, the examiner has granted me as a good student, and I have scored very good marks. I have scored 60%. Even that I have not shown the output, I have secured 60% in that particular paper. Even that I have not written the actual program. So that is why I am sharing my experience with you. So in case if unknown question is asked, then you don't sit blank, write other program. Go and prepare some program and write a closest program and try to answer the Viva questions properly. So what question might be asking in the Viva? So for the Viva I have prepared separate video. You can watch that particular video that I have prepared for Viva BCSL 021. So in this particular lecture I will solve this matrix addition and subtraction. Now let us start with the matrix addition and subtraction. So you can see I have downloaded and installed Dev C++. So this is our text editor for writing C program. Dev C++. In this Dev C++ you can execute both C program and C++ program. Both C and C++ you can execute in Dev C++. Right? So you can see this is matrix addition program. I will show you. So I will show you, right? But before I start explaining the same to you, I will execute the program. See here, execute and compile and run. So enter the element of matrix A. So what was the question that has been asked? So I have solved this particular question. See, so this particular question I have solved. Many questions I have downloaded last 10-year questions paper. So many questions I have seen that appeared from matrix. So see, matrix addition. You see, write a C program to add two matrices, matrix A and matrix B, 2 into 2 matrix, that is 2 column, right, and 2 row, 2 column and 2 row, 2 into 2 matrix, and store the sum of result in matrix C. So this thing I have done, right. So I have created two matrix, matrix A and matrix B, and the sum of matrix A and matrix B I will calculate in matrix C, and I will print matrix C. So let me execute the program. So execute, run and compile, right. See, enter the element of matrix A. So let me write 10. So 4 element I will be entering, 4 element, because 2 row and 2 column, there will be 4 cell. So in the first row, first column 10, in the first row second column 20, in the first row third column 30, and in the first row second column 40, right. 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. So you can see matrix A that has been printed. So I have added 10, 20, 30, 40. You can see in the first row, first column and second column I have added 10 and 20, and in the second row, first column and second column I have added 30 and 40. Now I have been asked for entering the element for matrix B, right. So matrix A is done, I have entered the element, and now I will enter the element for matrix B. So let me start entering the element. Now I will add 40 for the first column in first row, and for the second column in first row I will add 30, right, and for the second row first column I will add 20, and for the second row second column I will add 10, right. I have to execute again because by mistaken I have just pressed Alt F4, right. That is why it has disappeared. So let me start again. I will again add 10, 20, 30, 40, right. Now 40, 30, 20, 10. Fine. Now you can see over here in two matrix, in the first matrix I have entered 10, 20, 30, 40. In the second matrix I have entered 40, 30, 10 and 20 and 10. You can see now matrix A and matrix B. Now I have done the addition in matrix C, right. Matrix A and matrix B, I have addition that has been done here. So 10 plus 40, 50, 20 plus 30, 50, right. 30 plus 20, 50, 40 plus 10, 50. So matrix A, matrix C equal to sum of matrix A and plus matrix B, and the result is 50, 50, 50, 50. So I have, let me show you here what I have done. You can see. So this is the header file. I have included the library stdio.h, where all these functions are defined in this library, that is stdio.h. So we know what is library, because all these functions I can declare the variable, I can use the for loop, I can declare this function, that is printf function, I can use this scan function, you can see scanf function. So all these functions are working only because all the functions are declared how the function will perform. This has been declared here in this library stdio.h, right. So that is why I have included this library. Now you can see what I have done. This is the main function, opening bracket, first bracket and closing first bracket, right. Inside this opening first bracket and closing first bracket, so I have written here, so int variable I and j. So this I and j I have taken for counter calculation, right, and I have taken 3 matrix, matrix A 2 column, right, 2 dimensional array, matrix A that is 2 dimensional array, 2 column and 2 row. So matrix B the same, 2 dimensional array, 2 row and 2 column, and matrix C that is also same, 2 dimensional array, 2 column and 2 row, right. Now I have to enter the element in matrix A. Who will give the element? User. I will ask the user to give the element so that I can put it into the matrix A. That is two-dimensional array. That means how many element do I need? Only 4 element. 2 element for inserting in the first row. In the first row I have 2 column, right? So how that will be looking like? Let me show you. So this is how it will look. So you can see first row and second row. So I will ask the user to give value for the first row and the second row. This is called two-dimensional array. This is called two-dimensional array, right? So now go through the program. What is written over here? Right, here I will show you the program, and here we can understand how this thing is look like. See, printf enter the element of matrix A. Now I have asked the user to enter the element for the matrix A. So how the user will enter the element? For that I have used this for loop. So two for loop. This is external for loop, and inside that we have internal for loop, right? So I have declared to counter. That counter I have written over here, I equal to 0. In the external for loop I have written I equal to 0. That means I variable which I have declared here, that I have initialized to 0. I will be 0, right? So I will start with 0. Now if I, unless and until I will be less than 2, until I will be less than 2, till then we will be operating inside this for loop. How long will we be inside this for loop? Until and unless I will be less than 2. Only till that time we will be inside this for loop. Otherwise we will go out of the for loop and we will print the matrix A, right? So if, as I declare I equal to 0, if I write here I equal to 0, then we will be inside the for loop. Then increment of I will happen. Increment of I will happen. I plus plus means I will be incremented by 1. So if the I will be incremented by 1, then I will be 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1, that will be 1. I will be 1. If I is 1, then also this condition satisfy. That is I will be less than 2, because 1 is less than 2, right? 1 is less than 2. That time also you will be inside the loop, right? Again this increment will happen. Now I will be equal to 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Now I will be 2. So this increment will happen and I will be 2. Now next time when this condition will be checked, then I is not less than 2, I will be equal to 2, right? If I will be equal to 2, then we will move out and print the matrix A, right? But as long as these two conditions will take place, means initially I will be 0. So we have entered the for loop. If we have, that means here at this condition I will be 0 and we have entered the for loop. Then inside this for loop, this operation will be taking place. Right? What about this particular operation? So here we have declared J counter. J counter equal to 0. So here in the meantime j counter we have declared that is also 0, right? J is 0. Not only j is 0, if j does not increment beyond 2, that means unless and until j will be less than 2, till then j will be incremented and we will be operating inside this for loop. We will be working with this scan function, right? We will be working with this scan function. If j equal to 0, then this scan function will operate. J equal to 0, j will be less than 2. So in the initial stage j is 0, that means automatically j is less than 2, right? And j will be incremented, but till then this scan function will operate. What is written over here? Scan %d and this A matrix, right? This matrix A, right? Counter, this is the position. How can we identify the matrix position? This is row and this is column. So we can say this is matrix A. This is matrix A. So matrix A, row and column, right? So let me give the numbering of this matrix A. So numbering will be 0, 1, right? Now 0, 1. So this number we have given for the row. This number we have given for the row, right? Not for the column inside the row. Now here row 0 and column, this is row number 0, this is and this is also, this is row 1, this is row 0 and this is row 1, right? First let me delete this thing. So this is row 0, and this is row 1, this is row 0 and this is row 1, right? Now inside this row we have column. So inside this row you have column. So this is column 0. Inside this particular row this is column 0, and inside this particular row this is column 1. So inside this particular row, that is row 1, the column is 0 over here and the column will be 1 over here, right? Now try to understand this position inside this formula. See, initial stage I will be 0, right? I will be 0 and j will be 0. This is first time when we are going into this loop. First time we have gone inside this loop, right? And we also have gone inside this loop. And now what will be the value of matrix A? I will be what? I will be 0 and j will be 0, right? I will be 0, j will be 0. So I will be 0, j will be 0. That means I 0 and j 0. Here in this particular position we are going to add value. So the value that we will be taking by the user, that value will be inserting here in the first time. That means in this particular position 0 0 0 0 we will add the value of the I and j. Why? I will be 0, j will be 0, first time. So in this position we will add the value, because what the scan function will do? Scan function will read the value from this printf function and add the value to this position. The position is 0 0, I 0, j 0. So whatever value will be given by the user, that will be added to here, right? And in the next time try to understand, again this function will be checked. Now next time, so once we have entered here, this operation will be done twice, right? I will be 0 in the initial state, I 0. Now inside loop will take place, j 0, j is equal to 0, right? So we can't get out now. We can't exit out from the internal loop until this condition violate, until this condition violate, we can't get out of this particular loop. That means another operation will take place over here. So increment will happen, right? Here now the j will be j plus 1, that will be equal to 1. Now j will be 1, right? If j will be 1, still I is 0, right? Because we have not exited out the external loop, right? But once we have exited out from this loop, another time this operation has been checked, and we have noticed that after this increment j plus plus, j equal to 1. Previously j was 0, but now j is 1. If j is 1, this j less than 2 has not violated. That means this scan function will again work, but now the value of this scan position, that will change. Now the position will be I will be 0, but j will be 1, I will be 0. Why I will be 0? Because this iteration has not completed. This outer loop will operate once and inner loop will operate twice, right? So we have not exited out of the outer loop because this condition has not violated, but in between the first time when this I was 1, this thing will operate twice because this is inside loop, this will take twice, right? So now I will be 0 and j will be 1. So for this position, the value, whichever the value the user will give, that will be put into this position, right? So now we have added the value for this position and this position. Now again when this operation will take place, again you can see in the next turn j equal to 1 plus 1, that will be 2. J is 2. If j will be 2, that means this will violate. J is not less than 2, j is 2. Then we will get out of this position. We will get out, sorry, not that one, this one. We will be get out of this position, right? We will get out of this position. So once we get out of this position, so this thing has been done, this row has been executed. That means this internal for loop will execute, the value will execute this process. That means accept the value from the user and enter the value to the first row of the matrix A, and now again this thing will be checked. Now here in the second time I is 1, I equal to 1, right? Now if I equal to 1, again these two function will take place. Again these two function will take place over here, right? That means here I will be 1 and first time the j will be 0. I will be 1 now, I will be 1 and the first time j will be 0 first time, and next time it will be incremented and j will be 1. That means I will be 1, j will be 1. So this thing will be incremented twice, right? And I will be 1, j will be 1 plus 1, 2, and then this condition will violate, again exit, again this thing will be checked, and now it will be found that I will be 2. So after this increment I will be 2, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2. If I will be 2, then this will not be executed further, right? This will not be executed further. Then this operation will take place. That means it will print the matrix A. So whatever value user have given, that will be printed over here. So how the print function will work? Again same manner. You can see I will be 0 until and unless this condition violate, that is I will be less than 2. till then this internal loop will operate, and you can see this internal loop will operate twice, because j will be 0 and j will be 1 until and unless j will be equal to 2. This internal for loop will operate, and you can see over here, just see that what value will be every time it will snatch the value. First time I will be 0 and j will be 0, so this value will be printed. Next time I will be 0 and j will be 1, right? So this value will be printed. After that this loop will terminate and it will take a new line. So you can see a new line will be taken here in the next line. In the new line again this thing will be checked, but in this case I has been incremented, that means I will be 1, and first time this loop will operate for the internal column, so j will be 0, I 1 and j 0, whatever value will be there in this matrix that will be shown, and after that j will be again incremented, so j will be also 1 along with the I will be 1, j will be 1, that means this value will be shown as output. Again another line will be taken, and after that increment will happen, this increment. So this rule will violate first. If this rule will violate, it will exit out, again it will be checked, this will be checked, this will also be, this rule will also violate, then fine, it will exit out after printing this matrix, right? And after that for the matrix B same thing will happen. You can see it will accept the value from matrix B as the same has been done for the matrix A, and in same way matrix B will be printed here. You can see in the same way matrix B will be printed over here, right? And at the last but not least, here you can see, so here you can see the matrix C. You can see the matrix C will be printed. How the matrix C will be printed? See, here I have taken two for loop, right? In the first for loop what I have done, same rules, I will be 0 until and unless I will be less than 2, I will be incremented. So this loop will operate once, and once this loop will operate twice. That means it will add the value. You can see each time this loop will operate, it will add the value. So matrix C will be the value of matrix C, that will be matrix A, the position, if I copy this matrix, if I make another one here, so you can see two matrix. So this is matrix A, this is B, and okay, assume this is matrix B, next one, and this is matrix A. So you can see what I have done over here. Try to understand. So matrix C will be equal to matrix A, I and J. So in the first alteration, I and J will be 0 0, so 0 0 plus 0 0, that value will be kept in matrix C first position, right? So in the second alteration, I will be 0 and J will be 1, right? In that case, these two will be calculated and put into matrix C. In the third alteration, this loop will terminate. So here it will be checked, then I will be again 1, and again it will go inside this loop, and J will be 0. That means you can see, so I 1 and J 0, so this thing and this thing will be calculated, summation, and put into matrix C, right? And this will be again calculated, I1 and J1, this matrix A and matrix B, both you can see matrix A and matrix B, that will be put into here. So I hope you have understood how you can see under that the row this row will be printed every time that after the addition value will be printed, the addition value that will be printed over here, right? So this is the program. Let me again execute the program. So here is the program. I will execute again, execute, compile and run. So let me see. So I will add 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can see matrix A 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let me add the value 5, 4, 3, 2. So matrix B value I have added. Now you can see matrix C equal to matrix A plus matrix B. So the value that is 7. So if you add the value 2 plus 5, 7, 3 plus 4, 7, 4 plus 3, 7, 5 plus 2, 7, right? Now you can see if I want to subtract matrix A from matrix B, very simple. So just we can see what I have done over here. In this matrix C I have added, here I will just put the minus symbol. So every time it will do the subtraction from matrix A column and cell number to matrix B column and cell number, right? So let me execute the same. So you can see, execute, compile. I will add 8 and 4 and 2, 1. So matrix A I have done 8, 4, 2, 1. Here I will add 4, right? 2, 1, 0. Now you can see. So this is matrix subtraction I have done. So 8, 4, 2, 1, 8, 4, 2, 1. We can see 8, 4, 2, 1 and 4, 2, 1, 8. So 8 minus 4, 4, right? 4 minus 2, 2, right? 2 minus 1, 1, 1 minus 0, 1 minus 0 will be 1. So matrix minus subtraction. So today I taught you how you can do the summation of matrix and subtraction of matrix, very easy. And in case that you will be asked to accept the row and column number from the user, so you can see here in this case this is 2 column and 2 row, right? You may be asked by the examiner in your question paper that the user will give the value that how many row and how many column matrix should be incorporated, right? How many row and column of the matrix that has to be incorporated. So user will give that. So for that you can again do one thing. You can ask the user here. You can write over here that enter NUMBE a number of row, right, and column. Enter number of row and column. You can ask the user, so that user will enter. Now how will you scan that? For that you have to add a scan function. So how you can add the scan function? Very easy. Just add the scan function. So 2% D will take 2% D, right? Because you will accept row and column. So for accepting the row and column, First we need to take two variable. Further, here I will write R for row and C for column. R for row and C for column. So I will take here R, right? R for row and C for column. R for row and C for column, right? So I have to put it just under this, under the variable declaration, right? So I will ask how many row and how many column should be incorporated for the matrix, right? Now you can see over here I need to do certain changes here, that in the this will be row instead of 2. This is representing the outer loop. The outer loop here, it is representing the number of row. So how many number of rows? Previously it was 2 number of rows, but here it will be R less than R, because R will be the number of rows. R will be the number of rows. So I should be less than R. And how many number of column? That is C. C number of column. That means C will take the value from the user. So that many column and that many row. C, right? Fine. Now here it will print. In the print case it will be R, right? And here it will be C, right? R and C. So here also it will be R and it will be C, right? And for matrix B it will be same, R and C, R and C. And for printing the same, that will be same. Number of row R, and inside each row there are 2 column. Inside each row there are 2 column. Here it will be R and C, R and C. So R and C, right? R and C, row and column, row and column. Here also it is row and column. Here also it is row and column. Fine. And here it is row and column. Fine. Let me execute, compile. So we have a error. We have to put a comma, right? Now let me execute. Fine. Now enter number of row and column. If I write 2 row and 2 column, so now enter the element of matrix A. So if I write 4, 8, 12, 16, so you can see. Now enter the element of matrix B. If I write 4, again I am writing 4, 8, 12, 16, so 0, because I am doing matrix subtraction. So as because I am asking the user to take the to give the value for determining the number of row and column, here I have to write the maximum limit of array that can be assigned. So it should not be T, it will be, let's say, 10. It will be 10. That is the maximum value I am giving. That means 10 into 10, 100, 10 column in each row, and there can be 10 row. That means total 10 into 10 100 cell, so that much it can occupy, so that much space it can occupy. So here I have just allotted the space, so I will now execute, compile and run. So here 3 into 3 matrix, so let me give all 9. So you can see done. So in A matrix A I have added all 9 and it is a 3:3 matrix. It is a 3:3 matrix. Fine, now I will add the value for matrix B. Let me add the value for matrix B. So I will add 6 6 6 3 3 3 1 1 1. So you can see matrix B value that I have added, and this is the subtraction. So I have done matrix subtraction. In same way you can implement matrix addition. So I have taught you today how you can do the matrix addition and matrix subtraction, and also I taught you if how you can accept the input from the user, how you can also accept the input of number of row and number of column from the user. So I hope you have understood. So just go through the code once. So see the program, how this has been written. Okay, one by one this has been written. Okay, so thank you.